Før Alicia Keys kommer inn her, vår neste gjest utropes til Sveriges største fotballhopp siden Zlatan. Han ble Hollands mest populære idrettsmann etter å ha skåret 24 mål på 22 kamper for Feyenoord. Og i dag har vi hentet ham fra Premier League-mesterne Manchester City. Og enda er John Guidetti bare 20 år.
Som Beckham i Manchester United slutar i Real.
John Guidetti. Du talar ju svenska, but I said we'd be polite so Eddie can understand.
Yeah. No, it's just
and you actually live in England, so it's okay for you.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Guidetti, it's like Italian? You're from...
Yes, my father is half Italian and then half, or quarter Brazilian, quarter Swedish. And my mom's fully Swedish. She's one of those country girls with the cows and everything, so it's a great mixture.
You've been away from the field for a while. You've been 6 months away from your team, Manchester City.
Yes.
What happened?
It was actually crazy, you know, life was going brilliantly, you know, the career was just steaming upwards. I was scoring goal after goal, you know, I had a great season. Things were just going as planned. People were tattooing my name, they wanted to build the statues, just everything was just being ridiculous. It was going so good. But then it was actually the day I turned 20. We had a massive party, they rented the club, my girlfriend organised it perfectly. It was the best party ever. But I started to feel a bit sick, and then I was stomach illness for a week. And then after that week, I thought I was going to be fine, just a normal illness. But then I stood up and I couldn't stand on my right leg. So what happened was that the antibodies that are supposed to fight the virus that you have in your stomach started fighting the myelin around my nerve system. So I couldn't lift my leg, literally couldn't lift it. So I had to go to hospital. And after that, I had to rest for 2 months.
Sorry. What did you eat?
They think it's a piece of chicken, but they can't be sure. They think so.
A chicken?
This is a very bad chicken. Very, very bad chicken.
I would say a fatal chicken.
Is it that disease you get off eating chickens that are not cooked? Is it that?
It might be. Like, they're not really certain, but what they know is that 1 out of 1 million, it's a very, very rare disease. Usually it's called Guillain-Barré, but you get it in your whole body. But I only got it in the right leg, which is even more rare. It's very, very rare. So, yeah.
Are you a vegetarian today, or...?
No chicken, strictly. No, I'm fine, you know. Gotta live on the edge.
You will be back very soon with your team, Manchester City.
Yes.
And you were 15 when you first joined them.
Yes.
Can you take us back? Can you tell us about that time, being 15 years old and joining a team like that?
It was a massive decision, of course, because you're 15 years old, you're going to leave everything you're used to, you know, your family, your friends, everybody, you just got to leave them. But I remember the incident so well when I had to take the decision. It was either Italy, Sweden or England, you know, it was that choice. And my father and me were sitting, just had a practice in the car, and he said, okay, John, we have to make a decision. And I burst into tears for some reason, because I just found out Manchester City wants to sign me, which is terrific news, is what I've been dreaming about all my life since I was 8. But at the same time, I'm worried because I don't know what's going to happen. It's because I was scared, you know, to be honest. So I was crying, and he was wondering, are you happy, sad, what, should I hug you, give me 5, you know? But I chose to, you know, take my chance and go for it, and never look back since.
But is it an initiation period when you join a team like that? It's a tough environment.
Yes, it's tough. You know, there is not like in Sweden. In Sweden, it's like you know, everybody loves everyone. It's high fives. It's you know, yes, he scored. It's one of those where here it's like not everybody will make it, because this is a very, very tough thing I'm playing in, right, football. So you know, Yeah, I've had people spit at me. I've had them cut my shoes. I've had, you know...
Hang on a sec. Cut your shoe. What's that?
They just take the shoes and just cut it in the middle and throw it in the dustbin.
What, you mean they take them off your feet?
No, when they're in the change room, obviously.
All right. I wouldn't let that happen.
Kind of sabotage.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, you come the first training session and they won't pass you the ball because if you don't have the ball, you can't show that you're good.
So how do you gain respect? What do
By
you do?
playing well, scoring goals. You know, when you show that you're good on the pitch, that's how you get your respect.
I think it's the same in every sport. You must have had this too. No one wants you to get up to the top. I was looking at the face of the woman that you beat and she had to be, you know, you have to be a professional sports person, but you don't want anyone to win anything against you. And yours is very tough. It's 1 against 1.
Yeah.
And you're 11 against 11.
You started out in Africa, right?
Yes.
In Kenya.
Yes. Lived 5 years in Africa, Kenya.
And what kind of football school was that?
It wasn't actually a football school. I was there when I was 3 until I was 6.
But this is where you started to play?
Yeah, I started to play there, you know, every day I was out, you know, the weather, it's not like in Sweden, you know, you have to bring out the shovel before you can shoot, you know. So there I was just walking around with shorts and t-shirt and bare feet and playing football every single day, you know, that's what I love to do. So then I went back to Sweden, I became quite good at it, you know, got selected for one of the best teams, Brommapojkarna in Sweden. And after that, my mother wasn't happy, my father wasn't happy, my sister, everybody wanted back to Africa. So we moved back when I was 10 for another 2 years. And when we moved there first, it was like I was trying to play with all these rich kids, but they, you know, the rich people there, they love to eat, and they're like, all the kids were like, like big as my father, you know, so they weren't really the football at the time. So I was looking for a team, so I went down in Kibera, which is one of the biggest slums in East Africa, and I found a team there. Nobody had football shoes, nobody had nothing, but they had a dream, and you know, so I started to join that team, and I have some of my best friends there now, and some playing in Europe, so it's...
So you actually started playing barefoot?
Yeah, there's a Swedish tournament called Gothia Cup, which is one of the biggest youth tournaments in the world. And I was going to go home for the summer to play the tournament with the Swedish team. So I called up my manager and asked if I could play the tournament bare feet. And he said, no, John, you have to have the shin guards, you know, you can't play bare feet. I said, yeah, but I've invented a sock that just goes around here. So I can play bare feet, but he wouldn't allow it.
Do you think that, did that help you learning barefoot? Did that give you more control? Because
Yeah. Actually, it does. That's why now my football shoes, I can't have the thick ones. I have to have the really thin ones so I can feel the ball much better. And I love it, actually.
Doesn't it hurt? I mean, I tried to kick a ball once with bare feet. It's like I felt I broke my toes.
It's true, but you get used to it. Like, you know what the dogs have under the... I could do anything, literally.
Yes, but I'm not a dog.
No.
No, but you were a natural human.
They call you, some people call you the new Zlatan.
Yeah.
And I know you have an ambitious goal.
Yeah, I think it's with everybody here, you know. If I set out to do something, I want to be the best at it. Otherwise, I think there's no point of doing it all.
So your plan is to be the #1 footballer in the world?
I'm going to try, you know, and at least I'm going to give it my all. So I'm going to sit here in the end of the day and say, I did everything I could.
Would you say that your potential is even better than Zlatan's?
I don't... You're trying to... Hey, you might be watching this, you know. I can't say too much.
I think you can go for... I think it's good enough to be one of the best in the world, because it gets really tricky if you're trying to be the best, because even if you win a whole bunch of stuff, like in comedy or drama, we can go for one of the best. Sports much more pushes towards
She's
the
best.
Yes, I know.
But the thing is... But the thing is, I think with being the best is that you will never be satisfied. Yeah. So let's say if I in a couple of years I got 4th in the FIFA World Ranking, and if I set out to be one of the best, when I get 4th, I'll be poof, I've done it. I'm happy, you know. And then your career starts going a bit down. But if I always look to be the best, every time I get 4th, I get 5th, or, you know, I might not ever get that, but then I'll always be wanting more. I'll always be hungry, so I'll always get out and work hard.
You'll never be happy, in other words.
Exactly.
But isn't that true? You'll always be nervous now, not being the best anymore.
No, it's just like a drive, you know. It's just like a force inside you. You need to be the best. You need to be #1. And then you just do your best to get to that spot.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to have another guest now.